Hi everyone, welcome to my channel License to Roam. You can follow me on Twitter/X @EdwardStratman. And if you enjoyed the video, would really appreciate a like, subscribe, and any comments as I get started and hope to grow the channel. Alright, for this analysis, I'll be focusing on Brazil star Endrick's brilliant impact against Spain, where he came off the bench to stamp his mark again at his future home ground as the Palmeiras prospect, who will join Real Madrid this summer, once again illustrated his class. Having just scored his first ever senior international goal against England, the Brazilian sensation then backed that up by bagging a thumping goal against Spain in a pulsating 3-3 draw, where he and Spanish youngster Yamal stole the show. Obviously, it was made all the more impressive, especially with all the excitement surrounding him. It was notable how the ultra-gifted attacker appeared unfazed by the pressure and weight of expectations, with the 17-year-old extremely active in all phases and making his impact keenly felt. All right, on to the analysis, and obviously we'll start with his goal as that drew the headlines, but his outing obviously had many other interesting aspects attached to it, as he partnered up with future club colleagues Vinicius Jr and Rodrygo to give a glimpse into what's to come in the future for both club and country. All right, here's his goal. Obviously, he just predicts the ball drop so well, and he's just so instinctive, and the balance and the technique and the coordination just to get so much power on the strike and to beat the keeper. It's just so impressive. Obviously, he was leaning backwards, the ball was behind him, and just to get that power and placement, he made it look easy when it was really far from it. So much more than just sort of a clean hit. There was just so many elements that went into this goal, and it just shows what a master he is and bodes so well for the future as just excitement's ramping up, and this was a key aspect, obviously. And when he came straight onto the field, he instantly impacted. He played this brilliant through ball in behind, just showing that, he didn't need any time to settle in. Once he came in, he was straight on it, obviously really focused and just ready to impact proceedings and show what he's all about. And obviously onto his movement now, and there was many interesting features with it, and the dropping deep was really a good one too, where obviously he has that running in behind with the explosive pace and the athleticism, but he's also really physical and can hold his own holding the ball up and knows when to identify space, obviously between the lines. And this was nice how he just curved the run, ready to receive in between the lines to be the outlet. And then in the next scene, he's actually received, he knows the pressure's coming from Laporte. He's obviously coming towards him, slightly angled towards the touchline, I guess you could say, but Endrick scanned, and he sees and he goes against the grain of Laporte's pressure. So he basically cuts infield and opens up the whole field of play for himself. The way he just shifted the ball across his body to unbalance his defender and to put himself in an excellent position to execute his next action. Just these little details are so impressive, and just how he can sort of recognize what the defenders are doing, know what the best course of action to take, know where the pass is coming from. Getting all these fundamentals to combine it into something really special is cool. It might seem simple, but just getting any sort of space on the grand stage at any level of professional football is so important, and those signs are so good already. Obviously, another thing when he came on the dropping deep, drawing defenders out, but just the way he sort of nonchalantly just chests this down to Pereira. Obviously, he's in a forward-facing position, and that just really breathes life into the counter-attack to add momentum into this Brazil attack. But yeah, just obviously another key thing was he didn't just admire his good work, he immediately turned around and sprinted to get back in the game, and having that sort of acceleration and just that power running and that mindset, he just stretches defenses, obviously both sides, but yeah, just once again accentuated his worth. And when him dropping deep, you obviously got to mention that strength and the low center gravity, able to twist, turn, but just that desire to be involved is really good to see. Another situation where he's dropped deep smartly, and there's been a nice combination which has resulted in the third man combination to Pereira there, and he's just dropped deep ready to be the next outlet to breathe life into the attack to connect the midfield. So just impacting the game all over, and just notices what's going on, reading the play, and anticipates and moves accordingly. Another cool little situation where he's dropped deep to be that first outlet on the counter, and then threaded a nice through ball in behind there to, really inject some life into this sort of counter transitional phase. So yeah, just really made a nuisance of himself, and Spain found him pretty difficult to keep tabs on, which many defenses will in the future too. And obviously the dropping deep, did some nice rotations with Rodrygo, which we'll touch on. But yeah, before the equaliser, he actually just pulled wide, formed a 3v2. And I guess that was the catalyst for Couto to fire in the cross that ended up in Brazil winning the penalty to ultimately level the game. So just little details, giving himself some good conditions to succeed, and then his teammates to succeed. So that was a cool little piece of play attached to his movement. Here's a nice one where he's rotated with Rodrygo into that wide area. And obviously with his strength and just ability to keep opponents at bay and ball control and mastery, the skill attached, he's a great option to go long to in this situation. And he's got the touch, and he just plays a really nice layoff, and then Brazil can reset the attack from an advanced area. So just once again, impacting things in so many ways, and obviously getting the ball to his teammates crisply and just doing everything really well. And just this was another pretty cool string to his bow, which I'm sure they'll exploit going forward as well. Another one there where he's dropped deep to be the option after rotating into the wide areas there, and just so comfortable on the ball. Plays that really nice one-touch pass, find the free man to complete the third man combination to Douglas Luiz, who's forward facing, and he can open up the entire field of play. And yeah, just once again showing how Endrick makes things happen out of almost nothing, just simple situations, and knows what to do when he's in position and acts quickly. Obviously, his threat was a really big issue for Spain, and here they're obviously really concerned about him. With Laporte and Cucurella obviously very wary of his threat, so they're keeping tabs on him, and that's allowed Lucas Paquetá to drift on the outside there with the blindside run to create a really quality chance. So yeah, just the threat of him obviously is great for himself, but it also amplifies the effectiveness of others. So just in terms of space creation and chance creation, like this example showed. It's another one here where his pinning of markers has obviously helped create a nice little channel there for Pereira to run in behind as well. Obviously, him and his teammates contribute to this, but yeah, just the threat of Endrick once again sort of occupying those defenders to make things happen. Here's another cool situation, obviously with his threat in behind with that depth running. He smartly just sort of edges into an offside area, which sort of prevents his man in this case from stepping out because they're so worried about him running in behind. They don't want to leave him, and that smartly opens up that space in between the lines centrally for Pereira to exploit and to get into that zone there. So just really clever. You see a lot of great strikers doing this kind of thing. Luis Suarez is a prime example. So yeah, he's obviously got so many key weapons in his arsenal, both for himself and others so far. And Lenormand definitely wasn't going to leave him there because he's obviously not the quickest defender, excellent defender in his own right. But yeah, definitely worried about the pace of Endrick, and just once again showed his smarts and intelligence and tactical knowledge and understanding. Just like this case with the decoy run, he could have easily just darted into the space that Beraldo was attacking. And obviously that helped create the room for him to have a pretty decent shot on target. So yeah, he just didn't need to be involved with the ball at his feet. Just the movement and just the sheer threat was always hanging over defenders. So he uses that and he exploits it to make things happen. There's another cool situation where he's obviously drawn out Laporte. That's created the space in behind for Galeno, and he duly exploits that. So yeah, just another sort of smart string to his bow, the way he knew that he'd draw defenders and that would open up room for others. So just a really impressive performance, and the movement was a key to it. Obviously, there's the heat map just showing that he'd quite often drop into those right-sided areas and mix things up with being central. But yeah, they were the key aspects of the play. And even though it was only a half of work, he certainly shone brightly and just showed what he's capable of, which really is just so exciting for the future. There's that sort of average position map there, sort of central between the lines, edging off to the right. So pretty cool little graphic there from Y-Scout as well to just once again show the average position with him and his teammate. Obviously, that's the end of the graphics on the analysis. And obviously, Endrick told Spanish television after the game that I've dreamed of scoring my first goal at the Bernabeu. Nobody is better than anyone else here, and I owe these 2 goals over the international break to my teammates and to Dorival for his confidence. So yeah, it was just really awesome to see this immensely talented star of the future. And everyone will be watching his development with interest, and this set of international games has certainly enhanced his already huge reputation and served as another key step in his career that's destined for greatness. See, that's the end of the analysis. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Would really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Have a great day. Stay tuned for the next analysis.